And we are live. Hello, everyone. This hour on Verbling, the next in my Fluency Fundamentals class. That is the class where you work on the basic vocabulary you need in all kinds of different topics. We'll cover the basics. It doesn't mean that the vocabulary is simple, but it does mean that it's everything you need to talk about that particular topic. And today's topic is going to be how to use similes. You probably know what a metaphor is, but do you know how to use a simile? In fact, there's two different ways to use a simile, and we'll see exactly how to use them, and we'll try to learn some ways to help you remember them, because we can group them in interesting ways as well. So we'll give everyone a minute or two to come in. In the meantime, let me do a quick introduction, and then we'll get started. I'm John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, coming at you today from Lisbon, Portugal, to bring you this class. By the way, if you click on the link in the Verbling chat window, it'll take you here to my profile page, where you can click follow on the bottom left and be notified of my upcoming classes. Or you can book a private tutoring session on the right side, and there I will work with you on a personalized learning plan to help get you to your goals as soon as possible. Okay, so if you're interested, just send me a message and we will get started with that. Let's take a look at the material for today. If you just give me a second, I'm going to put it on the screen for you. Just a second, and then we will get started. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so today we're going to talk about similes with as and like. So a simile is just like a metaphor. The only difference is that a metaphor uses the verb to be. A simile makes it more clear that you're trying to be descriptive or to make an analogy, because it uses particular words like and as. So, for example, let's see. Let's start with a metaphor. Let's see a metaphor that you might know. How about this one? I'll give you this in the chat window. Mr. Giancarlo, can you read that quote in the chat window?
Yes. What light through yonder window breaks? What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun.
Sound familiar?
Yes, it's moonlight.
Do you know where this comes from?
What is that through yonder wind breaks?
Yonder is an old way of saying over there. Here, there, and yonder. Yonder means far over there. It's a word we don't use anymore. It's not used in modern English, or very, very rarely. So we used to say here, near me, there, near you, yonder, away from you and me.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives you a clue as to how old this quote is. In fact, this quote is like 500 years old. So, want to take a wild guess where this comes from?
Maybe in the Shakespeare's language.
Exactly. This is from Romeo and Juliet from Shakespeare.
Yeah.
What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. So Romeo, was it the moon or is it Juliet?
Because Juliet is the sun, so Romeo is the moon, right?
No. Romeo is seeing this attractive chick on the balcony, and she is luminescent to him. Oh, what light is that? What kind of light is that? Oh, it's Juliet, and she is glowing like a sun because he's attracted to her. So she's glowing. What I want to show you here is that Juliet, it is the east, and Juliet is the sun, is a metaphor. Because they both use the verb to be. Just that. So it's a metaphor due to the to be used. And the it is refers to the balcony, and Juliet is the sun refers to, because she is beautiful, he's comparing her beauty to the light of the sun. It's almost like blinding him. So metaphors use to be. She is the sun. But similes don't. Similes would say two things we could say. She is as bright as the sun, where bright really means beautiful, or she is like the sun, just as bright. Okay, those are similes. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, great. Can you identify the three similes on the screen right now?
Yes. Using as or like.
Well, let's try it. Let's see. Maybe you can use both. I don't know. Let's give it a shot.
Yes. In the middle, it is a wolf, right?
That is not a wolf.
No, it's not a wolf. What animal is that? Is a fox.
It is.
A fox.
Sly as a fox.
Okay, and maybe a lion.
Right. Good.
Is
so that's it. Brave at the bottom. Brave as a lion.
brave as a lion.
Right. And what about on the right side?
Intelligent as wise as a. This animal is as a owl.
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 That's
Owl.
right. That's right. Good. So now we can see the difference between a metaphor and a simile. And the only difference is that you use like and as with a simile. That's it. Same thing, except we use like and as. Let's say a quick hello to Mr. Marcus. Hello, Marcus. How are you?
Hello, John. I'm fine. What about you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. And where are you from, Marcus?
I'm from Brazil.
You're from Brazil.
Yes.
Looks like you're in Paris, though.
Yes. One travel. I stayed in last year.
Last year you went to Paris, yeah?
Yes.
Very good, very good. You've got the Eiffel Tower behind you in the picture.
Yes, I like
Excellent.
that picture.
It's a good picture.
Yes.
So today we're going to learn lots of vocabulary to compare and to describe. We're going to use specifically similes. And before you came into class, Giancarlo identified three similes. Brave as a lion, sly as a fox, wise as an owl. Okay? So, what we learned was a simile requires like and as. Marcus, how would you say that? How would you say sly as a fox in Portuguese? Just out of curiosity. Do you have an expression like that?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat, please?
Look at the picture in the center.
Okay.
Do you see the picture? Look at the words.
Yes.
Look at the words below. Sly as a, and the animal is fox.
Yes.
How do you say fox in Portuguese?
In Portuguese, raposa.
Raposa. How would you
Yes.
say sly as a fox in Portuguese? Sly.
Sly.
Yeah. What quality do foxes have? Are they smart or are they dumb?
It's small.
Are they intelligent or are they not intelligent?
No, it's very intelligent.
Very intelligent, right.
Yes.
So the simile is sly, which is intelligent, as a fox. You are sly as a fox. That means intelligent, but also devious.
Okay.
How do you say that in Portuguese? Sly as a fox.
Esperto como uma raposa.
Esperto como uma raposa. Okay,
Yes.
got it. Very good, very good. And Javier, do you have expressions like this in Spanish? Wise as an owl, brave as a lion? Javier, are you there? Uh-oh, I don't hear Javier. Javier, we don't hear you. Are you there? We'll come back to you. Javier, are you there? Maybe he stepped away. All right, so look, you got the idea. I think everyone has the idea for what a simile is. So let's learn a whole bunch of similes. Well, let's try our best. Okay, if you give me just a second here, I need to just quickly open something in my slide. There we go. Okay, so we're going to spend the next 10, maybe 15 minutes learning. Another 10 minutes applying what we learned, possibly. If we don't have time, I'll skip that and I'll give it to you for homework. We might go directly to the speaking part at the end, so you have a chance to put these into practice, put the new similes that you're learning. The first kind of simile that you might want to know about is the as adjective as. That's the form of the simile. What are the similes here? Let's see if you can figure these out. We have a bat, we have a rake, we have, I guess that's an ox, something like that. Yeah, ox, and then we have a mouse. Let's see if you can figure out what the simile is. Okay, by the way, if there's any questions, just ask. So, oh, great. We just lost Mr. Marcus when I was just about to translate it to Portuguese. So, hopefully, Marcus, you'll come back. Mr. Giancarlo and Mr. Javier, do you recognize any similes? By the way, these might be the same in Spanish. They might be different. We'll see if we can figure it out. So what about a bat? What are bats? What are bats known for? What one thing do bats not have that people do have? Don't say wings. It's not wings. What sense do bats have, do bats not have, that we do have? Uh-oh.
Bats are as maybe as fast as mice.
No. Fast as mice? Wait a second. No. Mice, that's something else.
Okay.
Javier, are you there? Help him out, Javier. What quality, what sense do bats not have? Javier, are you there? Because I don't hear you. Let's see what's going on with Javier. Hi, Javier. Are you there? If you're not sure, we will pass. What about a rake? A rake is a thing to use that you use to get the leaves out of your lawn or garden. A rake can be compared to a person.
In what way, John?
In what way? Who's wider, a person or a rake?
Wider. Wide. Open wide is a wider. A person or a rake? Wider? What do you mean by?
What's the opposite of wide?
Wide, narrow.
Narrow. So which is narrower, a person or a rake?
A rake.
A rake. Where is everyone going today? First Javier disappears, then Marcus. I mean, first Marcus, then Javier. I wonder if there's connection problems. Okay. So rakes we can compare to people. Ox we can compare to people. And the mouse we can also compare to people. All of these can be compared to people, and in each case there's something different about the person than there is about the animal. How do bats find their food, Giancarlo? Do you know how they find it?
They smell the fly.
They don't. They use echolocation. They send out little hypersonic sound signals that bounce off things because they cannot see, right? They're blind.
They're blind. Yes.
So the simile is if you are wearing thick glasses, we're going to say you're blind as a bat. Blind as a bat is the simile. See what I mean?
Yes, you're blind as a bat. Yeah.
Okay. If I was going to compare you to a rake, would you be fat or would you be thin if I'm comparing you to a rake?
Okay, you are as narrow as a rake.
Right, except we'll use the word thin because people are thin or fat. So as thin as a rake.
As thin as a rake.
Good.
You are as thin as a rake.
Right.
Okay.
If I go to the gym every day and I've got huge muscles, you can compare me to an ox. What would I be?
You are as strong as an ox.
Strong as an ox is correct. And if I'm one of those people who doesn't make any noise, especially at night, you wouldn't even know I'm there, just like a mouse.
You are
as what as a mouse? If you don't even know I'm there, I don't make a sound.
You are as silent. No, you are as.
It's okay. It's good.
Yeah, you are as silent as a mouse.
You can absolutely say as silent as a mouse. It's good. You can also say as quiet as a mouse.
As quiet.
You can also say as quiet, right? So, as similes are easy to understand. If you see the phrase as dead as a doornail, you don't need to know what a doornail is. Simply that the whole phrase is a picture. The whole phrase is totally dead. If you can picture a doornail, it's easy to understand too. But remember, fixed similes are not neutral. They are often informal or colloquial and often humorous. So use them with care. In other words, you have to be careful since these are very informal. You might want to be careful who you're saying them to. I should say whom you're saying them to and when you're saying them. Use them with care and keep them generally as part of your receptive vocabulary. In other words, recognize them, but be careful how you use them. So let's take a look at some others. I've given you some pictures to help you out. Let's see if you can use the picture to finish the simile. Okay, so take a look at the first one. Heavy as lead. All of these are opposites. One way to learn these is to learn them as opposites, pairs of opposites. Heavy as lead, Giancarlo. Light as?
Yes, as light as a feather.
Excellent. Heavy as lead, light as a feather. Perfect. As drunk as a lord, like in the parliament. But as sober, look at that guy. Look at his job. Look what's in his hand. Look at his clothing. What is he?
As sober as a judge.
As sober as a judge. They have to make sober decisions. As black as night, as white as?
As white as snow.
As white as snow. Some similes can be remembered by the sound patterns, and that's why they're there. As brown as a? Don't say fruit.
Gray berry or?
Not just get rid of the first word. Make it rhyme. Brown as a berry.
Brown as a berry, as good as chocolate.
No.
As good as gold.
As good as gold.
As good as gold. As cool as a cucumber.
Good. Cucumber.
Cucumber.
Excellent. Very good. And those are the answers if you want to see later on. You can go back. Oh, by the way, if I didn't give you the link, sorry, the link is here.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Same thing here. These are some other ones, but you can use the same strategies to figure them out. And I put pictures for you. Okay? See how many of these you can get without my help. Okay, Giancarlo?
Yes, the bed was as hard as a bone.
Maybe. There's another hard thing there too.
As hard as a silver, as hard as a floor.
It's not silver, because silver would be really polished and shiny, and it's not polished and shiny. So it's what's the hardest?
Metal.
Yeah, what's the hardest? Yeah, you could say hardest metal, or specifically, what is that one metal that's really, really hard? It doesn't break and it doesn't bend.
Iron.
Correct. Hard as iron is right. Hard as iron.
As iron.
Not iron. The R is silent. Iron.
Oh, it's difficult. Iron.
Say this. Say this. I earn a lot of money.
I earn a lot of money.
You said it perfectly. What's the name of that metal? Iron.
Iron.
Yeah, I earn a lot of money. I earn.
The same as I earn a lot of money?
The exact same. Imagine they didn't pay you in money. Imagine they paid you in metal. I earn iron.
Iron. Oh.
Exactly. Iron instead of money. There's your mnemonic for the future. I earn iron instead of money.
I earn iron instead of money.
Perfect. 100% correct. So the R is silent and the O is an sound. Strange but true.
Yes, it's strange, John.
Oh, there's Hamza. Hamza, why don't you come on in? Plenty of room. Come on in and join us. Very good. The bed was hard as iron is 100% right. Keep going.
Yes. I'll give this plant some water. The soil's as dry as bone.
Correct. Good. Keep going. This next one might be a little difficult. You've got to remember a famous children's story.
He's as mad as something in a battle. He's as mad as Columbus.
Come on.
No,
it's not Columbus. It's
he's as mad as that.
What's the guy wearing on his head?
He's
what's he got on his head?
I don't know who is he.
I know, but what's he got on his head? What does he have on his head? The man. Does he have a shoe on his head?
A hat.
He's got a hat, and it's still got the size on it. So his job is to make hats. What do we call a person who makes hats? Take a guess.
A hat maker.
A hatter.
A hatter.
So he's as mad as a hatter. Because in Alice in Wonderland, you had the character, the Mad Hatter. In the children's story by Lewis Carroll, Alice in Wonderland, mad as a hatter. The Mad Hatter was a famous character that you might know. Remember, you had the rabbit who was in a race. He's looking at his stopwatch. And then you had the Mad Hatter who's crazy and leads her around when she goes to Wonderland. Did you see the movie with Johnny Depp?
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
He played the Mad Hatter.
Yes.
So,
okay.
That's a common expression. Mad as a hatter. And that is also a simile because it's got as. So that leaves only one choice for the last one. She told the teacher as bold as something that his lessons were boring.
She told the teacher as bold as it is not a trumpet, but it's
the type. It's the type of instrument, not the that specific instrument is a French horn, but that doesn't matter. What matters is what kind of instrument is that? It's not a string instrument. It's a loud what instrument?
As bold as.
I'll give you a hint. If you know what it's made out of, then you know what we call that class of instruments. What's it made out of?
Copper?
Not copper, close. It's made of brass.
Brass.
Right. So this follows the rule we learned earlier. Similes are often there just to rhyme. Brown as a berry, or black as a berry, bold as brass. So one kind of simile is there just because of the alliteration, the rhyming that it does. Okay, here are the answers to review. Hard as iron, dry as a bone, mad as a hatter, bold as brass. Okay, what about this? If you're blind as a bat, you also might be deaf as a... This one's a little more challenging.
Yes, they are American sayings, right?
No, this is all British English.
British.
But we use them too. They're
you have to speak
95% the same. You're deaf as a... Which one of those things cannot hear for sure?
For sure is root beef.
The beetroot has eyes, so it probably has ears. So it's not a beetroot.
As a trunk.
As a trunk? Well, maybe.
Deaf as a...
Think about the thing that gives you information, but you cannot give it information back. It gives you information. It talks to you in a way, but you cannot talk to it because it doesn't have ears. If you're not sure, come back to it. Look at number 2. Don't worry. Using the computer is as easy as falling off a... Do you see someone falling?
As falling off a trunk.
Not a trunk, but a log.
A log.
L-O-G, log.
L-O-G, log.
That's right. So, it's pretty easy to fall off a log because logs are round, right? So the logic is it's easy to do. She knew the answer. Quick as a Marvel character. Is it Marvel or DC? I don't know which.
She knew the answer.
Test your knowledge of comic books, John Carlo.
Flash.
As a flash. Quick as a flash. A flash could be like a flash of lightning. Quick as a flash. When I told him his face was red as a...
It's red as a beetroot.
Good. Beetroot.
Beetroot.
Okay, good. So that brings us back to the first one. There's only one choice left. You have to speak up. He's deaf as a...
He's deaf as a signal.
As a... Nope, that's Spanish. As a, not signal, but sign or signpost.
a
And so,
signpost.
right. So here we could say deaf as a signpost or deaf as a post, falling off a log, quick as a flash, red as a beetroot. Okay? So the first one is, for short, we'll say post. Sometimes the second part can change the meaning of the first part. Like the princess's skin was white as, well, there you know because you've got the picture, I think.
Yes, the
Mary
princess Mary.
Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as blank. Everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Same thing. What's the name of that famous princess?
The princess' skin was as white as snow.
Of course, because that's Snow White, the princess. When he saw it, his face went as white as a... This means to be pale with fear or horror. In other words, to be very scared.
As a ghost.
Not as a ghost, but as what your children dress up as. When you were a kid, you had to dress up as a ghost. What did you use to dress up as a ghost? You took something off of the bed, you put it over your head, and you were a ghost.
As a sheet.
White as a sheet, exactly. The fish was bad. You ate fish and it was bad. I was sick as a...
I was sick as a...
You might not know this one. If you have pets, you know immediately what pet you have to clean up after all the time. They'll eat anything.
As a dog?
Sick as a dog, because dogs eat anything. They literally eat anything. So they often throw up as a result. Sick as a dog. She ran off with my money. I felt sick as a... Oh, this is a different kind of sick. So you notice how white as snow and white as a sheet mean two different things. Sick as a dog and the second sick mean two different things too. The second sick is a bad feeling of frustration or disillusionment. She ran off with my money. There's only one picture left.
A parrot.
Sick as a parrot. That means that you're frustrated. Don't ask me why, by the way. This one is a mystery to me. I don't know. Parrots are not frustrated, but for some reason, that's the one that we use. Let's say a quick hello to Mr. Ahmed, who's joining us right now. Hello, Mr. Ahmed. How are you?
Hi, teacher. How are you? I am fine.
Excellent. Where are you from, Ahmed?
I'm from Kuwait.
From Kuwait.
Yes.
Wait, have I seen you? Have I seen you before? Or is this your first time?
Today, this first time.
Ah, okay. Because I have a lot of Ahmeds, and I've got a few from Kuwait. But I guess you're a new Ahmed. Nice to have you with us. So, Ahmed, today we're looking at different kinds of similes. And let's just take a look at the answers to this exercise. A simile is when you make an analogy or a comparison. Like white as snow. That means very, very white. We saw that white as a sheet means white because you're afraid. All the blood drains out of your face and you're afraid. You turn white as a sheet. So, similes, what we're working on today in this class, are just like metaphors, but you have to use the word like and as. So that's really the only difference between them. Let's take a look at the other kind of similes, the ones with like. Here, I've given you a bunch of pictures, and instead of using as, you're going to use like. Let's see if you can figure out what the simile is. Okay? So, Ahmed, watch Giancarlo do the first one, and then you try to do the second one. Giancarlo, My plan worked like a what? You got to look at those pictures just like before. If there's any questions about what are in the pictures, just let me know.
Mm-hmm. My plan worked like a, and the problem was soon solved. Work like.
Take a look at the pictures, make sure they're clear, by the way. What kind of bird is that?
What kind of bird is an owl?
No, no, no. It's supposed to be a hawk. It's supposed to be a hawk.
Yes, it's a hawk.
It's supposed to be anyway. So you've got a hawk there. You've got something called a sieve or sieve. A sieve is something you use to filter things. Second picture.
It's a colander.
Yeah, basically, but we call it a sieve. Okay. You've got a fish who seems to be an alcoholic. we've got a log. And what's the girl doing in the picture on the top right?
Dreaming and sleeping.
Dreaming, yeah, because you got little bubbles, so you have little thought bubbles going out, so it's probably dreaming. Okay, so based on that, what do you think about the plan? The plan worked easily. My plan worked like a what? And the problem was solved. Which one of those things takes no effort at all?
Like a dream?
Like a dream.
And the problem was soon solved.
That's it. You got it. Dreaming is effortless. So my plan was solved, or my plan worked without effort. It worked like a dream. It worked perfectly. Okay, Mr. Ahmed, take a look at number 2.
Yes.
Be careful. Read that one for us.
Okay, be careful. The boss doesn't see you. She has eyes like a...
Yeah. Which one of those things has really good vision? And then you'll figure out the simile.
I choose what? Choose where?
Choose a picture.
Picture, okay. Oh, she, maybe this girl?
The girl, no, the girl is dreaming. So
Yes.
that's the one that Giancarlo chose.
Yeah.
So it can't be the girl.
Girl, yes.
So it cannot be the girl because it's about having really good vision. Be careful that boss doesn't see you. She, the boss is a woman in this case, she has eyes like a what? What kind of creature has really good vision?
A dream, a dream.
A dream has good vision? Uh-oh, we have a problem. In this sentence, the boss
Learning.
sees well or doesn't see well? Ahmed.
Boss
In this sentence, does the boss
doesn't
see
see
well
the
or the boss...
learning.
Uh-oh. Remember, Ahmed, this is an intermediate class.
Sleeping, oh sorry. Sleeping.
Hang on a second. You got to slow down and understand the sentence. Wait a second.
Yeah. Sleep.
Do you have a
She
boss,
has...
Ahmed?
Yes.
Does your boss watch you, like all bosses?
Yes, you watch me.
Of course. So we say that your boss sees everything. My boss, too, sees everything.
Oh, yeah.
Which picture sees everything? Which picture below is most likely the one that sees very well?
This in here bread. This what's name in
Exactly.
eagle.
Almost, not eagle. Hawk.
Hawk.
Correct.
Yes.
That's it. So we would say, you're absolutely right. So we would say, She has eyes like a hawk.
Hawk. Yeah, hawk.
That's it. That's it. Very good. So the simile to number 2 is eyes like a hawk. And number 1, as Giancarlo said, my plan worked like a dream. Okay? Giancarlo, take a look at number 3.
Hawk,
No wonder.
write to hawk, please.
I did. I wrote it in the chat window.
Where, Cha?
Well, I'm sorry, Ahmed. You've got to if you're using a device.
I am.
Okay. Good.
Thank you. I am sorry.
And I'll give you the answers in a second too. You'll see the answers too. Okay, Giancarlo, take number 3 for us.
No wonder he's fat. He eats like a horse and drinks like a fish.
He drinks like a fish. Because, as you know, fish live in water. They're not really drinking, but that's what we say.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. By the way, Ahmed, if you want a copy of this, here is a link. You can open this directly in your computer, and you can see the answers later on too. Okay, so if you want the link, open that in your computer. Okay, Ahmed, I want you to read number 4. Did you sleep well? That one.
Number 4.
Did you sleep?
Did you sleep well? Yes. I thinks like a dream.
Like a dream? Nope.
No,
Not really.
Don't like.
If you sleep well, we also say that you sleep heavy. Which object is the heaviest object? Which object is the heaviest?
Learning.
Which object, which picture is the heaviest?
Girl. This here, girl.
The girl is heavier than the tree? Uh-oh, I don't think so. The girl is light. The girl is light. But the tree is heavy.
Tree, yes.
And what do we call it? Do you know the word when we cut down a tree? The part that is cut down. Do you know what that's called?
Oh, yes.
We
like
say
a tree.
not like a tree. A tree is a living thing. When we cut it down, we say log. Log.
Log, okay.
That's it. So number 4 is I slept like a log. I slept like a log.
I slept a log.
That's it. Okay, there's only one left. Giancarlo, this one's going to be easy. Look at the last one.
Sorry, I forgot to ring him. I've got a head like like a sieve.
Like a sieve. Or sieve, I guess we should say. Like a sieve.
Like a
Okay.
sieve.
So there it was important to identify each picture first. So if you have a head like a sieve, what happens when you hear something? Do you remember it?
Yes, all the ideas.
Do you remember all the ideas, or do you remember none of the ideas?
Exactly, you don't remember anything.
Yeah, because a sieve lets everything pass through, or lets most things pass through. Therefore, like a sieve, information just passes right through your ears and out the other side. And there are the answers. Okay, like a dream, see like a hawk, drink like a fish, sleep like a log, and of course, head like a sieve, meaning that you are forgetful. Let's see. Oh, I've got one more. Give me a second here. Yeah, okay, I got one more for you. We got a little bit of time. So let's go to the second group. First, it's important that we identify the pictures. Okay, so what animal do you see in the first picture, Giancarlo?
It's an ox.
Not an ox, no.
No, it's a bull. It's a bull.
It's a bull, right.
Yeah.
And Ahmed, what picture do you see in the middle? What's the picture you see in the middle?
This name maybe bean? No.
Almost. Bear. Bear.
Bear, yeah.
That's it. I'll put the word in the chat window too. Okay. And Giancarlo, you'll notice that there's a second bull on the right side, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what is all that broken stuff around the bull?
Dishes.
What do we call that? Yeah, and they're made of another name for dishes, especially if they're kind of fancy, if they're kind of expensive.
It's
I'll give you a hint. It comes from a particular place.
yes, it's
It's also a song by Tori Amos in the early 90s. Yeah, because you were mentioning all those songs from like Supertramp and all those like old songs. I was going to give you a Tori Amos reference. Give up?
Give up. Give up.
Give up. The answer is China. China.
China. Right, the China. Yes.
Right. Okay. And what does the matador carry in his hand? Either one of you. What's the matador holding next to the bull to confuse the bull?
A red towel. A red something. A red.
A red something. Yeah. If you can get the word for that, red something, you'll get the simile. Okay, let's try it out. The boss is like a blank with a sore head today. Okay? Mr. Ahmed, why don't you take that one? It means that the boss is in a very, very bad mood. The boss is upset. The boss is angry.
Yeah, okay. This beer. The boss
Exactly.
is like
Good.
beer.
Like a bear.
A bear. With
Very good.
With the
Sore
head today.
Exactly. Sore means painful. Okay? Sore means painful. Having lots of pain. Maybe the boss was out drinking last night. I don't know. But anyway, bear is the right one. Sore like a bear. Okay. Mr. Giancarlo. Try number 2. This means to behave clumsy.
Clumsy. She goes around like an ox. No, like a...
Not an ox, but...
No.
Like...
it's the same thing as
like
picture 1 and 3 are like a bull.
Like
exactly.
A bull in a china shop.
Bull.
Like a bull in a china shop. She breaks everything. She is clumsy. And you could be socially like a bull in a china shop. You could say stupid things that offend people, like you are insensitive. So you could talk like a bull in a china shop, just not care about how you come across. So to be clumsy, to be insensitive, to be rude because you're not aware of what you're saying and doing. So it could be social or it could be physical. Okay, and Mr. Ahmed, the last one means certain to make someone angry. Okay, so read the last one. Tell me what you think.
Okay,
criticizing. Repeat, criticizing.
Criticizing the government in his person
in his presence
is like a red rag to bull.
Good, to a bull.
A bull.
Exactly. So when you wave the red flag, the bull comes charging. I said flag, I'm sorry, red rag. When you wave the red rag, the bull comes running at you. Criticizing the government to him is like waving the red rag. It forces him to get angry and to attack. So, That is a great list of similes. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to look back through the presentation, and I want you to see if you can give us an example from your own experience. Okay? So you describe a situation, and we are going to try to figure out which simile you're trying to get us to say. Okay? The similes that we've used are on slides 15. Well, actually, we can look at the answers. So the answers are on slides 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, and 4. Okay, so if you want to review, you've got those particular slides where you can quickly review. By the way, one other thing. For homework, you should try the exercises that begin on slide 17. So after class, try 17, 18, 19, and I think one more. 20 and 21. You've got a whole bunch of exercises you can do, and you've got the answers to correct yourself on the last page. Okay? But let's finish up class here. What I want you to do is go back and pick one of the similes you learned today. I want you to explain a situation, and we will try to say what that simile is. Okay? I'll give you a quick example. Here's an example. Oh, class, the weather is so hot. It's so hot that I can't even go outside because I'm just dying of thirst. I'm sweating so much that there's no water left in my body, and all the plants are dying around me because it's so hot. How would you describe the weather, class? What's the simile we learned?
The weather was like...
All the plants are dying because it's so hot. The grass is brown. I'm thirsty. No?
You are thirsty like a dog? No.
Nah.
No.
Think about the environment here.
Okay.
Everything around me is dying because it's so hot. It hasn't rained in 2 months. Pretty soon, the city's going to turn into a desert because there's a drought. How would you describe the weather?
The weather is as dry as a...
Bone.
As a bone.
Dry as a bone is correct. Dry
Yes.
as a bone.
As a bone.
All right. I actually have to start the next class. I have a private class. But I'll tell you what. Do me a favor.
Yes.
Try the exercises on your own. Okay? See how many you can get. Look at the answers on the last page. All right? At any time in the week, you can come and give me an example like the one I just gave you. We have to stop now. But Friday's class, I'm going to do a special language games class where you'll have to use these similes. So we'll do something a little bit like last week, but I'm specifically going to use these similes because we have so many that it'll take you a while to learn. So Friday at 1 GMT, you'll get a second chance to try them out. Okay? So Giancarlo and Ahmed, think about that. Friday at 1 GMT, same time as now. And tomorrow I'll be back from 12 to 2 for a very interesting Hot Topics class, which is where we read a news article, we discuss it from your culture and your point of view, and our follow-up business class, where we're going to be, if you remember on Monday in the business class, we started to talk about, do you remember what we talked about on Monday, Giancarlo, in the business class?
Yeah, we talk about a kickoff meeting.
Right. So in tomorrow's class at 1 GMT, we're going to have a kickoff meeting. specifically using some of the vocabulary if you've done those 2 exercises that I mentioned. So we're going to try to actually have a kickoff meeting and try it out in class as realistically as we can. Okay, so that's coming up tomorrow, and Friday we'll do a follow-up to this class where you get to use your similes. Have a great day, everyone. See you soon. Bye for
Bye.
now.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
teacher.